If you've done a plant meditation, do you ever wonder what you're experiencing and is it really a plant meditation experience? I'm Lily from Brown Bear Herbs, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the wide variety of plant meditation experiences. I run a plant meditation club, and one of my favorite ways I've learned about herbalism is through plant meditation. What that means is that you take a plant through tea or tincture or smoke or an essence, and you meditate and see what comes up. And it really does help to have a baseline meditation practice where let's say you meditate 20 minutes a day with silent meditation where you don't have any goal. There are a lot of meditation practices, but some of them are like guided meditations where you're listening to someone talk the whole time. And that doesn't really give you, or there's other things like Qigong practices and stuff like that, but that doesn't really give you an understanding of your baseline when there's nothing going on. And that's what's really helpful for plant meditation, because you want to know, like, is this a normal thing that I'm thinking and feeling, or is this a little different? And you might have that anyway if you're just kind of tuned into yourself. Some things that can come up are, first of all, smells, flavors, where you're feeling energy with your senses. So that would be like, is it smelling like a dusty basement or spicy, or is the flavor like sweet in one place and bitter in another place in your mouth? Do you have the energy go to the back of your mouth or the front of your mouth? Do you have like more saliva or less saliva? That's all valid, even though it's not technically part of the meditation. It's useful because it helps us understand how the plant works. And you're not going to get that kind of things from an essence typically, but that's something to watch for when you're taking any plant. How's it feel? How's your body interact with it? Then once you start meditating, you can think, observe, is the energy moving in my body? Do I feel like my energy rising up or sinking down? Am I really like focused on my heart chakra, or my feeling like the palms and my feet a lot? If you started the meditation with some symptoms, like you were starting to get a cold, or you had like cramps or something like that, do you notice them getting better? Or if you're not having any symptoms, do you notice some feelings? Like, do you start to get a tickle in your throat or a little bit of a headache? So plant meditations, physical sensations and energy shifts can either point to what the herb is good at treating, or what the herb is going to do for you when you take it to treat something. So an example of that would be like a plant meditation where one person starts to feel congested in their lungs and another person feels that open up, or one person feels cooled down and another person feels a lot of heat coming on. So then you might wonder, well, like, how do you tell what the herb actually does? Well, in our club, what happens is everybody reports their experiences, and then if I don't have a ton of knowledge about that particular herb, and even sometimes if I do, I'll do some more research. Is the herb usually used for heating or cooling, or is it usually used for hot conditions or cold conditions, or is it an herb that modulates? Is it something that helps if you're too hot or too cold get to the center? Those are some physical symptoms you might feel. Of course, there's many other things that you might feel. Another thing that I think is helpful is whatever thoughts that are coming up in your mind, notice if there's a theme. If it's just something you've been worried about all day, then just go back to like your focus, which might be like your third eye, or if you have another meditation practice that you like to do that gives you kind of that baseline feeling, like a lower dantian meditation or something like that, you just go back to your baseline practice, or you can focus on just your breath and see what comes up. Now, if you have something come up that's not your normal stuff or your everyday worry or your today worry, then that's noteworthy. That could be something related to what the plant is doing. And I have a great example of that. I have a bunch of good meditators in my family, and I was doing plant meditations with them, and my stepmom didn't really feel like she was having experiences. And then by the end of, we did 4 meditations in a 3-day period, and by the end of it, I think she could see that she was, because what was happening is she'd have one meditation where she had a great meditation. Well, that just happened to be an herb that's helpful for meditation. In this case, I'm talking about Angelica. And then she had another meditation where she could really just was only able to focus on her shoulder problem, which it's just she's going to have surgery and it's really uncomfortable. And that herb was good for arthritis and aging and bone and joint inflammation. So that was definitely related to the herb. And then another meditation, she was thinking about physical traumas that happened in the yard. Like one was a fall with a break, and one was a fall where she cut through her lip. And that was an herb that is really good for first aid for accidents around the home. Its nickname is Gardener's Band-Aid, and is commonly known as plantain. Not the banana, but the really basic looking garden weed plantain, which is one of my favorite herbs. Even if you might think, oh, I'm distracted, it's worth noting those experiences and sharing them. And then because you'll start to see, oh, what are the patterns? And even if you know about the herb, like you can identify it by its flavor or how it looks, that point is not to identify the herb. The point is to get information directly from the herbal experience so that you can learn perhaps even new things about the herb. And a lot of that might be like subtle personality, but sometimes even things that I was totally unaware of about physical health come up. For example, I did a plant meditation with a group using hawthorn, which is an herb that I'm very familiar with. I've used it for 15, 20 years in my herbal practice with myself and with clients. And I had no idea that it was good for bone and tooth health. And people were experiencing that it was supporting their bones and their teeth. And then I looked it up, and there are clinical trials that show that it has those properties, and it's not ambiguous whether it's helping or not. It's really helpful for those things. New things come up even in situations where we think we know it all or know we've got that herb down. So it's a really fun process. And then it's really cute. The plants seem to bring songs to mind, not infrequently. So if you have a song going through your head, songs have words, they have, musical feelings, they have a lot of associations and connotations. So I do like to hear about what songs come to mind, but also like what those things mean to you. So, if that isn't just a song that the lyrics really resonate with you or give you a certain feeling, maybe it has like an association with a breakup or a repeated pattern that you have. And that is valuable information too, because my focus is like going beyond physical basics and emotional like survival towards like vibrant living. And so in order to have vibrant living, we're working with relationships with plants and with ourselves that go beyond like Band-Aid patch-up approach to health. So instead of having like taking an herb and kind of treating it like a doctor's visit, what you're doing is taking an herb and you're taking in the intelligence and the personality and wisdom of the plant. So it's more like getting a really good new friend. And to pick the right friends, you do need to know how they're going to impact their physical body. You wouldn't want to hang out with a new plant friend that had, a really great personality, but it wasn't a good fit for your physical condition. You want it to be a fit on multiple levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And when you find that great fit or that group of friends that are a great fit, then you can really start expanding and propelling your life in the direction that you want to go in the direction that you feel like is really important. Because I could meet with, 5 people who have the same kind of physical presentation, but to me that doesn't mean anything without knowing what those people's goals are and what their desires are and how how they want to shape their own lives. So herbalism is very exciting because it's holistic AF, and Mother Nature is awesome. Mother Nature is like, yeah, I get that you're a unique person and that you don't just want like a Band-Aid solution or one size fits all. I get that you're like unique, and I don't want to say snowflake because it is like the cold time of year when everything's frozen, but whether it's a cold time goal or a hot flowery goal, like, you're unique and magical. I would love it if you join the Plant Meditation Club. If you're already doing it or doing your own plant meditations, this is an opportunity to deepen your experience and open yourself up to new ways of receiving from the plant and new ways of sharing, because what's really important to me is that we honor that we're having intuitive experiences connecting with plants, and that we share it so that through collective knowledge we learn more about the plants. So you can always order the old herbs that we worked on, and you'll know that you're getting the same variety and everything that we worked with, and check in with yourself and then post to our comments. Or you can message me directly, and you can ask to remain anonymous if you like, and then I can incorporate that into the summary, or I can write a comment that's from an anonymous source. I'm happy to do that if you prefer that. You can find more information about plants, plant meditations, and my work with individuals and the collective at brownbearherbs.com. If you like this video and you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. That is my latest thoughts about Plant Meditation Club, and I look forward to hearing your experiences. I hope that you have a great day.